Let's make this super cute vellum wrapped envelope and seal. First, you need to start with your card. So I'm using these handmade paper card and envelope that's from my online shop, begoodslettering.com. I love the texture of handmade paper and it just looks so pretty with the vellum paper. So from here I have my envelope and I have this is actually Canson marker paper, but I use it like vellum. You could use either. And I just want to measure it and make sure that I have at least a half to 3/4 of an inch on each side where the vellum isn't covering up the actual envelope. So we can do a little trim, you can do a measure and make sure it looks good. And if it does, you can fold down the first part and you just want to make sure that it extends past the actual flap of the envelope. You'll then fold one corner down and just line it up with the flap, do a nice crease, and then fold the other side down and do a nice crease. From here, I just used a little glue dot to hold it in place and just peel it off here, and then that will just hold that down. And it's not going to come undone once we put our seal on, but that will just kind of hold it in place for us. And then we can fold down the flap, and then for the bottom, I just trimmed it so that it would be like the same height as the envelope. So just take your scissors and trim off any of that extra right there so that it can still fold really nicely. And there you have, that's how you do the vellum wrapping. It's so cute and pretty. So now let's add a seal. I'm going to be adding some dried florals to mine, so I'm just trimming them. These are just some little leaves or little florals that I had from a bouquet. So trim them all. I want them to be like 2.5 inches or so, and then just kind of line them all up, however many looks good. And then we're going to put a seal on it. I'm using crystal clear hot glue here, so I'm going to pour it all on, and then I'm going to press it with a stamp that was from the August Wax Seal Club box from last year. But the key here is if you're pressing into hot glue, the stamp has to be ice cold. So stick it on an ice pack before you press it into hot glue. Allow it to cool for 30 to 60 seconds, and then it should pop right off and it will not get stuck to the glue. As long as the metal is cold, it won't get stuck. Another thing to consider is because you can see the little branches of the florals, you want to choose a design that's going to cover most of that up. I'm using a Krylon gold leafing pen here, and I'm going to color the edges in the center, and it's so pretty. It's stunning. Follow along for more wax seal ideas and tips.